This is also a great review for your test that's going to be when? Look at you go. So proud of you. Take a point. Alright, it says find the measure of each interior angle. So what do we need to do? You got to find x. And how do you find x? Why do you know to set it equal to 360?
Because it's 4 sides figure.
Yes.
Quadrangle.
Okay, it's a quadrangle, yes. So you would use n minus 2 times 180 and set all of these equal to that. So you do x plus 2x plus 3x plus 4x equals 360. How many total x's do we have there?
10.
10x. So what does x equal?
36.
Now, does it ask you for x or does it ask you for the angles? If I continue to see people's pencils in their hands, I'm going to lose it and give you a 0. You're supposed to have a marker in your hand right now, not a pencil. Does everybody understand the words coming out of my mouth? Fantastic. Okay, take this 36 and plug it back in. So this is 36. What's this guy?
70.
Angle Y, I'm sorry. Alright, angle Z.
144.
Angle W.
28.
Alright. If you got it right, give yourself a check mark. If you got it wrong, correct it. If you got X, give yourself a half check. Alright, now, if we didn't know what a 6-sided figure is equal, we could do n minus 2 times 180, or we could turn to our notes where we wrote everything down. Isn't it magic? So what are we going to add all these up and set it equal to? 720. So we have, alright, here we go. I'm going to go this way. X plus 2 plus X minus 8 plus X plus 7, whew, plus X minus 3 plus X plus 6 plus X minus 4 equals 720, right? Alright, how many X's do I have? And then what's my constant going to be? 0? 2 minus 8 is negative 6. Negative 6 plus 7 is 1. 1 minus 3 is negative 2. Negative 2 plus 6 is 4. 4 minus 4 is 0. Awesome. Good. If you said 0, take a point. And what does X equal? 120. Alright. Am I done now that I found X? No. You got to plug it back in. Alright. What's 120 plus? What's angle A?
122.
Angle B.
112.
Angle C.
127.
Angle D.
126.
Angle E.
126.
Angle F.
160.
If you got it right, put a check mark. If you got... yes, thank you so much. Take a half check. If you don't know what a half check looks like, it's a line. Man. Alright, number 9. What are you going to set that equal to? And if you didn't know that, don't we have that information in our handy dandy notebook? It's like Blue's Clues up in here, guys. Oh my gosh. Alright, x plus 2x minus 20. What does that box mean? 90 plus 90 plus 2x plus 10 equals what? 540. Awesome. How many x's do we have? Alright. Yes.
If we don't write it out like that on the test, are you going to count off?
If you get the wrong answer, yeah.
Okay, well, if we get the right answer, then don't write it out like that.
That's fine. I would rather you show me your work, because what if you make a mistake and you don't show your work? Then you don't get anything. You know what I mean? Since I give you partial credit for showing your work. What was I doing, taters? What was I doing? Thank you. Alright, so Blair, 5x plus what, guys? Just help me, please. Just, thank you. Okay. And then what does x equal?
74.
74. Did everybody get 74? And we did or did not? Okay, do we see how I got it otherwise?
Yes.
Alright, and then we plug it back in. So what's angle D?
70.
Angle E?
158.
And angle C.
128.
Awesome. We ready for the others? Maybe. Most definitely. Yes, you put a check mark if you got it right. If you just got X, put a half check. And what's a half check? And should we have pencils in our hand?
I just noticed I already marked them all wrong.
So you're just correcting it in your pencil?
I'm writing down how to do it.
Okay. Thank you for letting me know. So I don't just assume you're cheating and give you a 0 and freak out. Ready for number 10. What do we know about opposite angles of a parallelogram? And if we don't know that, where can we find these notes? Does this say anything about parallelograms? Does this say anything about parallelograms? Does this say something about parallelograms? Oh my gosh. Look at me go. Are you shook? Are you shook it? I'm so ready for y'all to come up with something else stupid to say.
I'm
stirred.
Yes, I'm stirred. That is perfect. I love that so much more.
Press.
Are you pressed?
Yeah.
Are you like garlic?
No.
Are you stirred? Like, what's stirred?
I'm so tired of y'all. I am. Alright, what is X equal?
Why do you think of something else stirred?
Did everybody get that? If you got it right, put a check. Alright, what do we know about opposite sides of a parallelogram? So we have y minus 4 equals 11. So what does y equal?
15.
If you got it right, what do you do? If you got it wrong, what do you do? Look at us. Or correct it, not just an X. Let's fix our mistakes. Are we ready for 12 or do we need a mo? Does anybody need a mo? Cool. Number 12. What do we know about diagonals of a parallelogram? Don't say they're congruent. They bisect. Look at you go. Take a point, Tater. So they bisect means that they what? They cut in half. Fantastic. Take a point. They do cross each other, but it's more specific. No. So what would we do with 3b plus 1? Look at you go. Take a point. So B equals
4.
B equals what?
4.
4. There we go. All right, and what are we going to do with 4w minus 7? And what does w end up equaling? 5. Now, should I circle my answer since there's a whole lot of stuff going on this paper? I should. Should you also circle your answer so I can find it? Especially if you write sloppily and or tiny. I am proud of you as well. Alright, ready for 13 through 15. Now, properties of a parallelogram. Isn't that also in our notes? It is. That's 6.3. Alright, number 13. Is this a parallelogram?
No.
What y'all know about opposite angles of a parallelogram? They're congruent. Are opposite angles right here congruent? Are opposite angles right here congruent? Yes.
Well, I put 4 equals.
So it doesn't have to be a double rainbow.
It does not have to be a double rainbow. It can be a double rainbow. Opposite angles congruent. And look, I didn't even have to write a full sentence, did I? Did anybody get that right? Great job. Take a point for your team. All right, what about number 14? No.
Yeah, I got that one right there.
Why? That. There we go. 5.1 does not equal 4.9. And 15. No. All we know is that this opposite side is congruent and that this angle is bisected. Do we know anything about the other sides? Do we know anything about this diagonal? No, we don't. Right, not enough information.
All the way.
Why, Pumpkin?
I thought it was equal because like the 7. And then
Do you understand why I just proved to you
Yeah.
that it's not? Okay. So in our handy dandy notes, it tells us that if one pair of opposite sides are both parallel and congruent, then you could do that. But for diagonals, the diagonals, plural, have to bisect each other, and both pairs of opposite sides have to be congruent. So this is where that is in our notes. Now, count up your problems. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Multiply it by 2. It is out of 18. Count up your check marks, multiply it by 2. If you got a half check, how many points is that? 1.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Great.
No, I'm talking about 9.
Would you like to?
I actually did all these.
Alright, let's check it for correctness. Keep your markers out.
You can give me a 0.
Alright, keep your markers out. Are we ready? Get super excited. Number 1. What should we do before we actually work out the problem? Read what? Read the directions every single time. This says find the sum of the measures of all interior angles, one interior angle, and one exterior angle, given the number of sides of each regular polygon. Round to the nearest tenth if necessary. So what is the sum of a pentagon?
540.
Alright, and what page is this on in our notebooks, in case we didn't know?
35A.
35A. Take a point. How do we find one interior angle?
You divide it by that number of sides.
Alright, so 540 divided by 5 is?
408.
And exterior, what would you do?
You would divide by the number.
Good. Alright, so for this one, we did 540 divided by 5. For this one, we do 360 divided by 5, which is?
72.
If you got it right, what should you do? If you got it wrong, what should you do?
Fix it.
Correct it. Good.
Oh, I got the second one wrong.
How do you get it?
Oh, John.
Wait, how do you get the sum? It's a number minus 1, 2, times.
And now I want you to turn to your notebook on page 35A. Also, this bothers me that this says 12 gon, because what is the name of a 12-sided figure? A dodecagon.
The other day, and like, you hit it all the way crooked, because there was one of them where it said 12 gon, and right next to it it said dodecagon already. I was like,
No,
oh.
there was 2 12 gons in the same section and a dodecagon.
Yeah, like, it
They
was
said
really
3
just
of them
for
was in there.
That was okay with me. Same answer.
But I thought it was
I didn't.
Me and you both, boo. Alright, the sum of a dodecagon is 1800. Alright, what's the measure of one interior angle? 150. And one exterior?
30.
Alright.
Alright, so if we miss just one of them, would that be like a quarter of it?
Nope. You have to get it all right to get a check mark. Life is tough. Hard out there for a pimp.
Boy.
Also, how should you be correcting these?
So we're going to turn the whole study guide in. Okay.
No, we're going to check 1 through 7 for correctness today, and then we're turning the whole thing in on Monday. Alright, a 31 gon. Remember, you do 30. Oh, Blair, that's 13. 31 minus 2 times 180. You get 1520?
No, 52.
52. I was like, that doesn't make sense. Like that? I'm not crazy? Okay. Well, I wrote that down correctly. Alright, interior. You do 5220 divided by 31 and you get 169. And then one exterior angle.
You get 12.
You get 12?
I had to round up. I rounded up.
11.6.
Okay, it says to round to the nearest tenth. I'm sorry, Chastity. I was focused on that.
Oh, 11.6, okay.
Yeah. And I just
Yeah.
rounded up.
It says to round to the nearest tenth. So you need a decimal.
Good job.
Dang, Chris, you got it wrong.
Thank you.
Hey, Curtis.
All right.
Need the direction.
Not well.
Everybody needs to breathe for a mo.
Guys, let's all calm down.
Okay, breathe. That breath.
Yes. Tacos. All right.
Wow.
My husband just texted me and told me we're going to get tacos tonight. I'm so excited. Okay, how you do numbers 4 and 5 is on page 35B.
What's the recording there, man?
I know, tacos are life. Tacos before vatos. Always. I like that only like 4 people in here know what that means. Alright, so to do this, you do n minus 2 times 180 equals the measure of the angle times n.
Can't you just put it in
I like
front of it?
how when the 4 people explain
The 165?
You're gonna hear 5 minutes, like 5
Can't
minutes
you
later,
just
it's
put
like,
it in
oh, that's
front of
hilarious.
it?
What, baby?
I always put it in front of
No, N means number.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't matter.
Oh, wait, number.
You mean swapping these? Yeah, that's fine. You can do it either way. Alright, so then you have n minus 2 times 180 equals 165n, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so how do I get rid of parentheses?
Distribute.
Distribute, and I get
180 in minus
Minus 360.
Thank you.
2.
Curtis, you're not driving me crazy today. I love you. Now what do I do?
You should try 180.
Alright. And you get negative 360 equals negative,
15 in
thank you. And n equals?
360.
No, baby.
Oh, 24.
24. Did anybody get that right?
Yes.
Hey, great job. Take a point. Yes.
I didn't do that, but I got it right.
That's fine. What'd you do?
I'm just like 165 minus 180,
Uh-huh.
and then the
And then you did 360 divided by that?
divided by 360.
Yeah. That works too. Good. I like that you have a different way to do it. Awesome. All right, and you can do the same thing for number 5 without me. Who knows the answer to number 5? Caitlin, tell me what you got. 8. Do we agree or disagree?
Agree.
Fantastic. If you got it right, put a check. If you got it wrong, correct it.
Are you proud of me?
I am just so proud of you, babe. I don't even know what to do over here. Super sorry. This says find the value of each interior angle. So how would we do that? Also, that's on page 36B.
Add them all together, and then it equals the.
Set it equal to what?
540.
540. Good. Take a point. Y'all that answered that. You would add them up and set it equal to 540 because it's a 5-sided figure. So what did y'all get for x? Those of us that did it.
I got
20? Okay. And then, girls, can you stop talking? Thank you. Angle A
102.
would, 102. Angle B,
65.
angle C,
168.
angle D,
95.
and angle E.
21.
Awesome. Both of you take a point. Good job. Did anybody get that right?
Yes.
Hey, good. Take a point for your team if you got it right.
Wait, does everyone have to get it right, or just one person?
One person at the table.
You get it right? I don't even know what it is.
Number 7. What would we do for that one?
The same thing.
But we would set it equal to what?
360.
360. Now, does it ask us for the measure of the angle or just for x?
X.
So we don't have to plug it back in on this one. And what'd y'all get for x?
44.
All right, count it up and multiply it by 2.
On that one, will we set 3x plus 2 equal to 2x plus 1?
No, you would add them all up and set it equal to what?
Oh, 360.
360 because it's exterior. And that's also on page 36B. Page 36A, not B. All right. Do I need to do number
9.
Water close and over.
number 9?
Yeah, like, cause
Well, it told you that TGE, this whole angle, is 120, right? So if TGE is 120, what do you know about... Come on, Blair. What's the word? Consecutive angles.
There's.
No, consecutive angles.
Oh, they're equal.
equals 360.
Mm-mm.
180.
180. Good. This is page 37A.
That's what I meant by split.
Yes.
Yeah.
I understand where you were going with that, but that's not the words I needed. So you would do 180 minus 120, and this angle would be 60. Now, what's the measure of angle EMT? 120. Can you find the rest without me? Okay, cool. Alright, so I want you to, we're going to check 1 through 7 in just a minute. Like, we're going to not check. Thank you so much. I don't know, guys. I just don't know.
That's what I was
14. Because it's 7 problems. So you multiply by 2. 1 through 7, multiply by 2. Now, to help you with your practice, I made this worksheet that's front and back, and you need to do it this weekend. I will post the answers on Google Classroom, so it's like a free grade if you actually do it. It will help you on your test, because we need to pass. Does everybody understand? Yes. Okay, fantastic. Does anybody have a question? Yes, Drake.
I'm not in your classroom.
That's your point.
Right, baby. You need to, you're going to have to get the code from somebody.
I downloaded it
Yeah, whip it out.
to my phone.
Yes. Like we had the same, didn't we have the same conversation last semester? Like 4 times?
Maybe. I don't remember.
I'm sure we could pull up a video and see.
Because she records
I
everything
remember
we do.
because I used that as an excuse.
Okay. Alright, now let's look at this. Are there any problems on this left side right here, the 6-1 through 6-2, that you want to look at and do together? Yes, ma'am.
10.
Number 10. Alright, so it says find the measure of each interior angle, and that's a 6-sided figure. So since we know this is 6-1 through 6-2, this is going to be on page 35 through 37. Now, we would just add all these up and set it equal to what? What's the sum of a hexagon? 720. Alright, so we would do 7x plus 7x plus 4x plus 4x plus 7x plus 7x equals 720. Alright, 14 plus 14 is 28, and 28 plus 8 is 36. I got x is 20. Okay, so now that I have x, what do I need to do?
Plug it back in.
Plug it back in, because it asks you for the measure of each interior angle, not just x. So you plug it back in. So D would be 140, and so would E, and so would H, and so would G, right? Then what would I be?
80.
And F would also be 80. Any others on page the left side right here that y'all want to look at? Alright, what about the right side? What?
Can we do 2?
Pick one. Number 2?
Yeah, on the
Right here? Alright, number 2. What do you know about opposite
On the other
angles?
side. On the left side. At the bottom.
What do you know about the diagonals of a parallelogram? No, they're not. They bisect. Good. Take a point, Blake. That means that they cut each other in half. So that means that y plus 1 would be equal to 26. I don't know why I put a line after 26. That's not 261. That's 26. And x minus 2 equals 19. That was a quiz question. In case anybody remembers their quiz.
X would equal 7.
X would equal 21.
And y would equal 25.
And y would equal 25. Should I circle my answer since this is tiny and we need to be able to see? Okay. It says find the value of each variable, right? Did we find the value of each variable? Then we done and moving on. Alright, on the right hand side on 6-2, are there any of these that you want to work out? Number 2? Okay, what do you know about opposite angles of a parallel? Nope. You know what we're going to do?
Do I know?
You're going to look at your notes on page 37A. And you're going to look at the section that says angles, and you're going to tell me which of those rules that we can use on page 37A. Look at the section that says angles, and tell me which of those we can use. What rules? Consecutive angles are supplementary. Take a point. So we would do x plus 44 equals what? 180.
Oh, I was going to do it for 180.
So what does x equal?
136. Wait, that's not right, is
You tell me.
it? Yeah, 136.
Alright, is there anything else on this list about angles that we can use to find y?
Opposite angle are congruent.
Opposite angles are congruent, so what would y be? 44. Alright. You are responsible for the... Ooh, let's look at the back. Want to look at the back? Is everybody ready? Let's look at number 5. What do you think we should do first? Graph it, because it tells us to graph it, right? We should plot our points. Alright, so negative 5, 1. We should go left 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up 1. Negative 2, 2. Go left 2, up 2. Negative 1, negative 3. Baby, tiny graph. And then 2, negative 2. Yeah. Thank you. I keep forgetting to bring that one in. Alright, now, what do we know about opposite sides of a parallelogram? That's also on page 37A. And but it tells us to use the slope formula. So how could we use the slope formula?
You get two
Parallel. And parallel lines have what kind of...
Same slope.
Thank you. Also mark their distance. There's no point in doing that. Alright, so you would find this is P, this is negative 2, 2, this is S, this is F, and this is T. So you use your slope formula, which is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So you're going to find the slope of all of those. PS, FT, PF, ST. Do you think this is enough practice if you actually do it for you to be successful on your test? Okay. Then you need to do it. Are you ready to tell me your grades on 1 through 7? Alright.
Can you go back over?